Welcome, Wine Club members. We are here to introduce you to the August selection 2007 of the White, and boy, do we have two fantastic selections for you. The two wines we have, we're going to start with is a Dry Creek Vineyard Fumé Blanc, which is Sauvignon Blanc. Fumé Blanc is just another name for Sauvignon Blanc, and this one hails from Sonoma County. And the second wine we're going to talk to you about is the 2006 Nell Yaring Station Chardonnay from Yarra Valley, Australia. Let's get into the first one. So Fumé Blanc, why is this called Fumé Blanc? There's a region in the Loire Valley, there's two sides of this story. There's a region in the Loire Valley called Puy-Fumé, and as the old world goes, specifically France, they name their wines based on the regions they come from. So a Sauvignon Blanc grown in Puy-Fumé would be known as Puy-Fumé, and nowhere on the bottle would you see Sauvignon Blanc. In homage to Puy-Fumés, Robert Mondavi in the early 80s decided to coin the term Fumé Blanc and made it very popular here in the U.S. So you've found many other producers that have mimicked using that name, and often they are styles that are more full-bodied versions of Sauv Blanc, sometimes with the use of a bit of oak. This particular one I don't believe is of that style, but we're going to give it a taste and see what we think. On the nose, I get lots of fresh citrus fruit. There's no indication of any oak really to me on the nose. I get lots of fresh fruit to it. It pushes some of the melon spectrum of the white wine flavor range for me. The fruit profile follows through on the palate in that it's very much fresh lemon, lime zest, has a bit of grapefruit to it. The acidity on this is really zingy. It's definitely on the high side, as I would expect out of a Sauvignon Blanc. Tannins are non-existent. The body to it is light to medium. Because of its mouth-watering acidity, I would put this with things like grilled seafoods. It could definitely handle grilled vegetables. This is one of the unusual wines that actually would work with salad, with a vinaigrette. Overall, I think it's a fantastic wine. It retails, regular retail on it is $14.99. For those wine club members that are interested in repurchasing it on your special discount as a result of being a wine club member, the special price on it is $13.49. For the second white of the basics white wine, we've got a awesome Chardonnay. Some of you out there might be saying, Chardonnay, why would I want Chardonnay? Well, I guess the first thing I'd say is you wouldn't have signed up for basics if you didn't actually like Chardonnay. But the others, I would say, Chardonnay has gotten a bit of a bad rap. Let's say the last 5 years, winemakers have gotten a little heavy-handed with the amount of oak and malolactic fermentation, which is what causes that buttery sensation in wine, specifically in California. I think winemakers are starting to figure out that us consumers don't necessarily want all of that oak. I don't think anyone out there enjoys licking Chateau 2x4. Winemakers are starting to figure out balance is the key, and I think that's what we're going to see in this Chardonnay. This is the 2006 Nell Yaring Station Chardonnay from the Yarra Valley in Victoria. This winery is located about 45 minutes outside of Melbourne. Yaring Station's a winery. Nell is the proprietary name for this wine, and let's give it a taste and see what we think. On the nose, I get lots of ripe melon, white peach. The fruit is very forward on this wine. It doesn't pretend to be, anything more complex than it is, but it definitely leads with lots of fresh fruit. I don't get any hints of oak on the nose. I take that back. There might be some hints of a bit of spice in the background, but it's definitely not a dominant characteristic with this wine. On the palate, it follows through with that peach melon component. Texturally, it's medium to full. The oak comes through a little more on the palate in that it brings a richness to the palate, but it's completely in balance. This wine didn't go through any malactic fermentation, so it's retained its natural acidity. So that acidity kind of cleans up the whole component and flavor of this wine, which makes it a fantastic food pairing wine. Acidity is certainly one of the key components I look at for food pairing. Some of the great things I think this would work with, oysters on the half shell because of its crisp acidity. This definitely could handle some lobster with a bit of drawn butter to it. One of my favorite fishes out there is Chilean sea bass, which has a more oily texture to it. Done on the grill with a little bit of smokiness, I think this would definitely complement both the Chilean sea bass as well as the Nel Chardonnay. The regular retail on this wine is $13.49. Again, the special rebuy price for you wine club members out there, I believe, is $12.14. This wine hails from Yarra Valley, Australia, which many of you may not have had Chardonnay from that region. It's moderate to cool, and when a Chardonnay is grown in cool climates, it gives you a more focused, a more pure, a more crisp style Chardonnay. It's certainly a very popular style and region in Australia. You're starting to see more of it exported out there. It's a very favorite region of mine for this grape particularly. They also grow Pinot Noir really well, and definitely keep your eyes open for the region of Yarra Valley, Australia.